The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Happy Wednesday, the first Wednesday of September. I'm Keith Tebow from FRC Media, and just about every Wednesday we have a chat with the mayor of the City of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan, who joins us again this week. Mayor, how are you this week?
I'm doing great, Keith. How about you?
Good. You have a good long weekend? Did you get any kind of R&R at all?
Yeah, I did on Monday afternoon. I got to go to the beach for a little while, so that was good. It was beautiful down there, a little cloudy, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think September is the perfect time of year weather-wise. We still get some warm days, still get some cool days, less humidity, and then things turn as we head toward October and as we move forward. Just a couple of items on the agenda for this week. Yesterday, as we're recording this, the Fall River Educators Association and representatives of the school committee, negotiating on behalf of the school committee, met again for another bargaining session on a new contract. Nothing pretty much new to report. This has been going on now for a while. Is there any continued frustration in terms of, you and as chair of the school committee on how this is moving along, or is this just part of the negotiations?
No, it's probably just part of the negotiations. I know, as I've said, at one point we gave them 13 dates to meet, and they settled on one. I mean, we wish this was moving a little faster. I think the membership wishes it was moving a little faster, at least the ones I talked to. I think we've made a really, really strong offer. Tweak here, tweak there, but we would get this done if we could. I know we want to be fair with our teachers. We do appreciate the fact that they're not on par with some of our neighboring communities. But with that being said, we have to also be realistic and knowing full well that the offer we made them is working closer to getting them on par, because I don't believe anybody in the area has received the kind of offer we're giving. So yeah. I'm hoping we get it done, but you never know.
Yeah, I know. I believe there's not another negotiating session, I believe, until I had a chance to speak with FREA President Keith Michon today. The 18th, I believe, of September is, I think, the next bargaining session. So there's still a couple of weeks away. Moving on, the Fall River City Council Committee on Ordinances last week voted to move forward a proposal that was written by Corporation Counsel Alan Rumsey on an ordinance that would help the city in terms of cleaning up some of the encampments and putting a little more teeth into what it can do. From what you've seen from it, do you think this will make a positive impact?
Well, you hope it does. I mean, you don't want to just make laws that don't have the impact you want, but at the same time, we have a meeting this afternoon with First Step In to talk about beds and placements going forward. We still have our FAST team in all the camps, trying to get people placed into some form of housing, whether it's a shelter or a sober house or something, to get them off the streets. This is a battle. I wish an ordinance or a law or a mandate would clear this up, but that's not really how this works. You're talking about people that have some serious issues and need some serious support, and I just see it as a constant fight. I look at other communities, and obviously some might be doing better than Fall River, but we're doing a lot better than some of the other ones that are in a lot worse predicament than we are, with their homeless, living in doorways, or sleeping in the trucks or cars. We're not there, so hopefully we don't get there, but we have to keep trying to find appropriate placements for these residents and work with our social service agencies and our FAST team to try to get these people into some kind of housing, especially with, as you said, we're moving into the fall and into winter. I do not like people outside when it's that cold.
Let me ask you, you said you're going to be meeting with the First Step In, and I know, they have, when it comes to the colder months, they have, 50 beds available. There's still the Overflow Shelter at the Tomeo Center. Is there any opportunities to maybe increase those numbers? And is that going to be maybe part of the discussions you may be having with them?
It's always part of the discussion. Whether it can be accommodated safely is another issue that we have to work through. But again, we want people inside, especially when the weather's bad. When you try to get people out of encampments when it's 70 degrees out, it's a struggle. They would rather, in most cases, be outside. Now, when it gets cold and the weather turns, there is a natural tendency for them to want to come in. Some don't. Some don't want to come in, no matter how hot or cold it is. But there is definitely an uptick in the bad weather. That's why we have our overflow shelter and go to 50 beds. But we would like to make sure we have a spot for everybody every single day, which would eliminate these encampments. But I don't think that's practical, both from getting them in or from having that many beds available in the city.
Yeah. And finally, this week, I always like to get some updates on some vacant property that the city is in control of. You know, the Bank Street Armory has been in the conversation for quite some time. We haven't heard much of it. Any updates on the Bank Street Armory?
Uh, well, we've had a few meetings with someone that's interested, but they haven't done anything firm yet, so I don't like to get people's hopes up. We have another meeting coming up with some of the people from the Historical Society. I mean, there's the Preservation Society, I'm sorry, that we're going to talk about it a little more. Obviously, we want to do everything we can to save that building. It is a landmark in the city of Fall River, but, you know, money comes tight on grants for that kind of a building, so we keep looking and we keep our eye on it. There are grants for housing, but we tried to go down that road and that didn't work. So let's see how it plays out. But I'm positively being encouraged by people that do have interest in it and hope we can put something together.
And let me ask you one other item. The old police station, you know, that's been there for a while. There's been talk that it may need to be raised in terms of knocked down before it can be moving forward. Any movement there?
No, we obviously still in negotiations with the present owner. The city does not own the building, so
Right.
we're trying to work something out. They want all the money back for permits, and we're trying to negotiate something with them. I believe somebody went on vacation on their end for a while. I could be wrong, but we are definitely trying to work something out. That's a building that, from all I hear, is going to have to come down.
Yeah. All right, Mayor Coogan, short and sweet this week. I appreciate your time. We'll talk again soon. Take care.
Okay, thanks, Keith.
All righty. And thank you for joining us, as always, here on FRC Media. Have a great week.